Good to see you.
Good to see you. Interviewed you 11 years ago.
11 years ago.
The wedding.
Oh, the license to wed?
The license to wed, yeah. That was a long time ago.
That was a very long time ago.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me here.
Absolutely, thanks for coming.
The movie's amazing.
Thank you.
It's wonderful to see that you're directing your wife there. Is there anything that you discovered from her?
The things that I learned about her were things that I had a hunch about, but I realized how incredibly professional she was, how smart she was, how the ideas and the collaboration that she had, it was unlike anything I've had before. She was the best partner to have on this movie.
I think you ultimately discover new sides to each other because we'd never seen each other on a sort of professional day at work. More than anything, I don't know if it's a new side, but I was just so impressed by him and how dynamic he was as a filmmaker.
Well, it was a surprise for me to have in this family with one of the persons with a disability, and it's what makes this family to survive. And how was your reaction when you discovered that?
I thought it was very, very detailed, you know, like every single, way they move and what they wear, and, they're wearing no shoes, and there's sandpaths, and there's lights, and there's, sign language even is just so detailed and everything,
Yes, and it was amazing to see their decision to cast a deaf actress, and I support John's decision for casting, but it was a great idea to use sign language, a very creative way to use a deaf character and sign language in the film, especially in a world that has to be silent.
The idea of having a deaf actress and a deaf daughter was always in the script, but it was non-negotiable for me to cast a deaf actress. I think that not only the performance obviously was going to be much more layered, much more textured, much more honest because it's actually her experience, but I think for me it was great because I needed a guide to walk me through this whole world, this idea of what's it like to be in a family of hearing people when you're deaf. Do you feel angry when you're deaf? Do you feel empowered when you're deaf? So this little girl, Millie, was not only such an incredible actress and delivered the most amazing performance, but she was so honest and open and such a beautiful person that I learned so much from.
Can you tell me, how was it to play the kids of a couple that's already a couple?
It was a very once in a lifetime experience to work with individually such incredible actors, but then be a couple and then working as your parents was amazing, and I learned so much from them in acting wise and also in life wise.
They poured their heart and soul into this piece. There was blood, sweat and tears all the way with them, and you could see that they wanted to bring everybody into this world to make this film a beautiful film. I'm so happy that we could be a part of it and help with this vision.
We have to protect them. Promise me.
I promise.
How was to create this environment and all these scenes that's so intense?
Yeah, it's all very intense, and I think that the reason why it feels so intense to me is because it feels very real. You know what I mean? Obviously the creatures are not real, but the idea of that tension and that fear and having to live within the world that you know very well, but not be able to do much in it because you can't make sound. So the tension of sound was a huge and powerful thing.
You're flirting with the superhero genre for quite a long time. Have you got any projects coming for this genre?
Mary Poppins.
Oh, yes.
She's a superhero. Just gonna stick with her.
That's amazing. How about Edge of Tomorrow, the second part?
We're talking about it. I don't know what's gonna happen with it, and I don't know when it would happen, but they have a very cool idea for it.
I did some research and I discovered that 6% of Brazilian population has some hearing problem. I would like for you to address how we can make this more public, like what things that we can do to help and make the world better.
The world needs to provide more education in sign language, and everyone should learn sign language, and that way communication will be easier with everyone. And of course in films, we don't know what's happening in the story without subtitles or captions. So I think that captioning and subtitles would be a great thing to add on every film. It's not too complicated.
Well, let's geek out a little bit. You've worked with ILM here.
That's right.
how was to work with them, to be there and spend some time there?
Well, you nailed it. It was just me geeking out.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
They were such unbelievable collaborators because, you know, I think that I've been such a huge fan of theirs, and I think that a lot of the directors they've worked with just sort of tell them what they want, and there's not a lot of collaboration back and forth. But I said, I've never done this before. I've never done a visual effects movie, so let's talk about it together. Let's figure out the best way to make him move, make him look, things like that. And they were so incredibly excited by that. Or they said that this is one of the best experiences they've had, and I think it's because they had so much to do with it. This is really their baby too.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thank you.